Hey folks, did you catch the Wano country arc in One Piece? We saw so many story threads tie up, and the Straw Hat crew has definitely leveled up big time. Today we're going to take a deep dive into the battle prowess of the Straw Hats as of the end of the Wano arc. Now that they're considered heavy hitters among the Four Emperors pirate crews, there's a lot to discuss. Thanks to Luffy's triumph over Kaido, the crew's total bounty has skyrocketed to a whopping 8.8 billion, 16 million, and 1,000 berries. Despite their small size, most of the crew members have bounties over 1 billion, which is pretty insane. So let's break down the fighting abilities and bounties of each crew member. First up, we have the crew's doctor, the cotton candy lover, Chopper. Unfortunately, the Marines treat him like the crew's pet, and because of that, his bounty is a measly 1,000 berries. But don't let that fool you. His fighting prowess is easily worth over 100 million berries. Don't underestimate him just because he's cute. The way Chopper uses his rumble ball transformations is truly a spectacle. As a reindeer who ate the human fruit, Chopper can switch between his normal form, a full animal form, and a hybrid form. But that's not all. Chopper has developed additional transformation forms. Those are guard point, jumping point, arm point, and horn point. He's also invented the monster point using a powerful drug called the rumble ball, allowing him to cycle through 7 transformations in total. A couple of years ago, he had to use the rumble ball for all 7 transformations, but now he only needs it for monster point. There's a catch though. Monster point only lasts for 30 minutes max, and afterwards, Chopper reverts to a childlike physical state, and his physical capabilities decline to those of an old man. We call this the baby grandpa state. It makes him even cuter, doesn't it? Chopper's shining moment in the Wano arc was saving everyone infected by Queen's Excite bullets, regardless of which side they were on. A true doctor's ethos in action. Next, we have our beloved navigator, Nami. Her bounty stands at 366 million berries. She's so gorgeous in her wanted poster that it looks like a magazine cover. But don't be fooled by her beauty. Nami has battle abilities that match her bounty. Nami's weapon of choice is the sorcery Climattact, which incorporates the science of weather manipulation. Just like its name suggests, it's like wielding science-based magic, causing rain, generating heat, creating clouds, blowing gusts of wind, and even summoning lightning. It's like a magic wand that could make even devil fruit users jealous. On top of that, during the whole Cake Island arc, Nami tamed Zeus, a cloud creature born from Big Mom's soul. Nami and Zeus's signature move, Zeus Breeze Tempo, not only drops gigantic lightning bolts, but also allows Zeus to execute follow-up attacks. She's more of a sorceress than a cat burglar now, right? The Climattact can also extend to several meters when firmly grasped, much like the Ryu Jingu Bank. It's the perfect weapon for our delicate yet agile Nami. Usopp is the genius behind the creation of the Climattact, with some help from Frankie on the surface finish. Usopp is really talented, isn't he? Especially considering he's a sniper, it's pretty amazing. Nami's crowning achievement in the Wano arc was defeating the 400 million bounty head Ulti, skyrocketing her own bounty from 66 million to 366 million berries. That's a significant promotion, don't you think? Defeating Ulti was indeed a game changer. Next up, we have the Soul King himself, the musician Brook. His bounty stands at 380 million berries. Armed with a concealed sword and boasting skills worthy of a former captain of a certain kingdom's convoy, Brook's a force to be reckoned with. You don't usually expect a musician to have such formidable combat skills, right? Brook, the crew's secondary swordsman, employs a different style of swordsmanship from Zoro. His signature moves are the humming 3-verse aeronaut slash, solid serenade, lullaby parry, and the quick draw. During his 2 years training, Brook unlocked the true power of his revive fruit. This allowed him to generate a potent energy from his soul that came close to a physical entity, giving him the ability to animate his body via his soul. In layman's terms, this means that as long as his body isn't harmed, he's virtually invincible. Brook has also successfully learned to envelop his swordsmanship in the chilling aura of the underworld, enabling him to freeze his enemies. An ice-powered swordsman who's also a musician? Definitely a unique character. In a complete departure from his previous self, he can now induce illusions or hypnosis in others by stimulating their senses through his music. Isn't that an amazing synergy between his devil fruit powers and his natural talents? During the Wano arc, Brook supported Robin in her fight against Tobiropo's Black Maria. He's such a reliable, seasoned character at 90 years old. The next crew member we're going to discuss is the cyborg, Frankie, who revamped his own body. His bounty is 394 million berries. Frankie is the epitome of every boy's fantasy, full of thrills and excitement. His hair can transform into any style by pressing his nose for 3 seconds. And he has the Frankie nipple lights that can illuminate even the darkest seabed. Frankie, the cyborg, is equipped with an arsenal of weapons throughout his body. He can fire rockets and cannons from his shoulders. His hands can unleash the Frankie Radical Beam, which replicates Admiral Kizaru's laser. But his biggest weapon is undoubtedly the gigantic robot, General Frankie. Standing at 13 meters, it's almost twice the size of Bartholomew Kuma. It's made from Wapo metal, a shape memory alloy accidentally invented by Wapple. When Frankie himself takes control of the General Frankie, everyone around can't help but marvel at the embodiment of every man's dream. During the Wano arc, Frankie made good use of the Frankie Shogun in battle. He overpowered Sasaki, who had a bounty of 472 million berries, thanks to his superior firepower and defensive strength. Up next is our beloved sniper god Usopp. His bounty is a shocking 500 million berries. Is Usopp just lucky, or did his bounty increase so rapidly for a reason? His shooting ability, inherited from his father Yasopp, is nothing short of genius. Usopp specializes in long-range combat using a slingshot known as the Black Kabuto. He utilizes seeds called pop greens, which he obtained on the Boyne Archipelago, as ammunition for his slingshot. These seeds grow into gigantic man-eating plants, unleash a barrage of bamboo shoots from the ground, and even generate plant-based wolves that can release a shockwave within a 3-meter radius. Usopp's growth as a character has truly been incredible. The Black Kabuto can also enlarge upon watering, turning into the Great Black Kabuto. And let me tell you, it's a force to be reckoned with. Usopp defeated the Don Quixote family executives, Baby 5 and Buffalo, using a rising meteor shower attack. That's a pretty impressive feat, wouldn't you agree? He's far from the weak character he claims to be. Usopp has an uncanny ability to survive attacks that should have killed him instantly. His life force and resilience are so remarkable, you'd think his bounty is over 1 billion berries. Now let's move on to our archaeologist, Robin, a user of the flower fruit. Her bounty is 930 million berries. The ability to bloom any part of her body at any location is truly fascinating. It's not limited to her own body. She can bloom on the enemy's body, the ground, literally anywhere. Robin has mastered joint techniques that perfectly complement her devil fruit abilities. Her fighting style focuses on breaking the opponent's joints. During her 2 years with the Revolutionary Army, Robin was able to significantly improve her control over her powers. She learned to create larger limbs and even make clones of herself. The battle potential of a devil fruit power really depends on how the user utilizes it. Moreover, she learned Fishman Karate from Koala and the secrets of the Dragon Claw Fist from Sabo. She even demonstrated new techniques utilizing these skills in the Wano arc. Robin's fight against Black Maria in the Wano arc was truly memorable. She used her new techniques to transform into a demon-like form and applied her joint breaking techniques to defeat the commander of the 4 emperors. It was a truly dramatic moment. Moving on, we have the cook, Blackleg Sanji. His bounty is 1,032 million berries. Who can forget the shock we felt when it was revealed on Whole Cake Island that Sanji is a prince of the Germa Kingdom? Thanks to their father Jij's human experimentation, the Vinsmoke siblings have bodies as hard as steel. Remember when Queen's sword broke instead of cutting through Sanji? That was a real surprise. During his reunion with his family on Whole Cake Island, Sanji received a certain representative item of the Germa 66. It was the raid suit known as Stealth Black. The suit allowed him to fulfill his dream of becoming invisible, but his immediate thought of misusing it for peeping in women's baths was hilarious. However, Sanji experienced emotional numbing as a side effect of using the suit. After grappling with whether to become a heartless warrior of science or to remain his vulnerable human self, he decided to destroy the raid suit. We're glad Sanji made that decision, as he's strong even without the power of science. Sanji has mastered both observation and armament haki during his 2 years training on Momoro Island. And let's not forget his amazing blue walk, which allows him to move underwater at speeds rivaling fishmen, and sky walk, which enables him to kick off the air to travel through the sky. It's impressive to see such physical abilities in a human being. His signature technique, Diable Jam, has also evolved. Sanji used to generate flames by spinning rapidly, but after his training on Momoro Island, he learned to ignite his kicks through friction with the air alone. Sanji's highlight during the Wano arc was his successful repulsion of Queen, one of the 4 Emperor's commanders, with the evolved version of Diable Jam, Ifrit Jam. The change of the flames from the orange of Diable Jam to the blue of Ifrit Jam, resembling a blue stream of lightning, was absolutely spine-tingling. He's undoubtedly destined to be one of the wings of the future Pirate King. Next up is the crew's helmsman, Knight of the Sea Jin. His bounty is a whopping 1.1 billion berries. Jin, the only fishman in the crew, was the second captain of the Sun Pirates before joining. He was also part of the 7 Warlords of the Sea, a powerful faction under the world government, until the Marine-Ferd War broke out, making him quite unique among the crew. Having a leader with such a pedigree on your side provides tremendous reassurance. Being a fisherman, Jin can communicate with fish, seek their help, and even get them to lend a hand in a crisis, a testament to his commendable conduct. As a helmsman, Jin demonstrates his exceptional knowledge of the sea. He can even navigate through a tsunami by entering the Green Room, a safe zone created between the surface and the wave. With Nami's navigation skills and Jinbe's superb helmsmanship, there's nothing to fear in the new world. In combat, Jin has already acquired both observation and armament haki, and he even neutralized the attack of Who's Who was in an armament haki enhanced state. Jinbe's strength was evident when he broke the opponent's fingers with what was supposed to be a defensive armament haki application. Jinbe is also a master of fishman karate and fishman jujutsu. He can manipulate water to create artificial currents, as demonstrated in his move, Ocean Current Shoulder Throw. In the Wano arc, Jinbe's highlight was definitely his fight against Who's Who. He delivered a satisfying victory with his furious outrage punch. Next, we have Roro Noa Zoro, often referred to as the de facto number 2 of the Straw Hat crew. His bounty is 1.1 billion and 11 million berries. As everyone knows, Zoro is a swordsman who practices the 3-sword style. Although he specializes in armament haki, there were indications during his fight against King in the Wano arc that he has awakened his Conqueror's haki. It somehow makes sense that Zoro, too, possesses the disposition of a king. Zoro might seem like a muscle-head, but his cool-headedness in combat often results in him defeating enemies effectively. While he possesses observation, armament, and Conqueror's haki, he seems to excel most in armament haki, making him a power type, despite being a swordsman. Zoro isn't averse to kicking or punching his opponents with his bare hands. Even after 2 years of training, Zoro's strength has considerably improved, as seen when he cut a pacifista in half with a single strike. Did everyone see his Enma 3-sword style, enveloped in Conqueror's haki? Emitting black lightning and green flames, the huge rock was split into 6 spots with an unnaturally clean cut, truly befitting of a power type. In the Wano arc, Zoro's most significant contribution was his battle against King. With his Enma 3-sword style, he detected the weakness of the Lunarian tribe and overpowered King. Just looking at Zoro and Sanji, who are said to be the wings, you can tell how formidable the Straw Hat crew's strength is. Lastly, we introduce our captain, Straw Hat Luffy. With a bounty of 3 billion berries, he's now recognized as one of the 4 emperors, a great pirate. Among the crew we've introduced so far, Captain Luffy stands out with his out-of-this-world strength. But it's not just his combat power, his grit and stamina are also extraordinary. Remember how in the Alabasta arc, he was impaled and turned into a mummy by Crocodile, only to make a complete recovery with meat and water. His determination was on full display in the Wano arc during his battle against Kaido, which he won only after losing 4 times. Luffy's tenacious spirit is truly superhuman. He can use all 3 types of haki, and his observation haki allows him to see the future. Not only has he mastered armament haki and the Ryo technique that destroys enemies from the inside, but he also has Conqueror's haki, a trait only a chosen few possess. He's quite a troublesome opponent. And then there's his tenacity that keeps him coming back no matter how many times he's defeated. I even feel a bit sorry for Kaido. Luffy is strong even without his devil fruit abilities, but with his Gomu Gomu no Mi abilities, he becomes even stronger. He's developed his own techniques called gears that make the most of his rubbery physique. Remember how exciting it was the first time we saw Gear Second, which dramatically increases his speed by circulating his blood faster. And how did he come up with Gear Third, which inflates part of his body by pumping air into his bones using the elastic properties of rubber? The concept of pumping air into bones. Eiichiro Oda's mind is amazing. Then he invented Gear Fourth by pumping air into his muscles and hardening his skin with armament haki, creating a fusion of rubber and armament. By changing the parts of his body that he hardens, he can switch his combat style to suit the situation. Balance Focus Boundman, Power Focus Tankman, and Speed Focus Snakeman. Luffy might be more versatile than we think. And in the Wano arc, along with a stunning revelation, Gear Fifth made its appearance. The truth is, the Gomu Gomu no Mi is a Zoan-type devil fruit. That was really shocking. It's called the Zoan-type model Sun God Nika. This revelation was triggered by Luffy's body and mind, finally reaching the devil fruit during his battle with Kaido, causing it to awaken. The awakened Luffy was in a state where his hair and clothes were all like a white feather robe. His figure floating in the night sky was truly mystical and, true to its name, evoked a god. This awakening of the Hidehito no Mi model Nika provides even more strength to his rubber abilities and the most ridiculous ability of freedom. Surely, during the battle against Kaido, when Luffy began skipping rope with Kaido, who had turned into a dragon while awakened, he was doing whatever he wanted. Luffy himself said he could do everything he wanted to do, so he named this awakened state Gear Fifth. The sense of freedom that comes with this anything-goes feeling is very much like Luffy, and somehow it's really nice. Luffy's natural tenacity, the addition of haki, and the awakening ability of the Sun God, that's almost a cheat level spec. This is truly the caliber of a pirate king. After defeating one of the four emperors, Kaido, it makes you wonder who the next enemy to face Luffy will be. It won't be easy, but it seems there's still unexpected awakenings and growth to look forward to. So we can't take our eyes off him yet. Today, I've introduced the combat power of the Straw Hat crew as of the end of the Wano arc. Looking back, the combat power of the crew is indeed formidable. This channel posts summaries, explanations, and ranking videos related to One Piece. If you like One Piece, we would be happy if you could support us by subscribing to our channel and commenting. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in the next video.